because your workout is working it out. This is part 2 of part 2. What happened? The phone went dead. The phone went dead because apparently it went dead. So I didn't even lose a beat, which is great news. I simply got my second phone, put it up there, and never forgot my train of thought. But because someone might click on this video brand new, they wouldn't know what I'm talking about, so I figured I'd do this intro. But what I was saying is, on the part 2 of part 2, on Are You Consciously Unconscious? This is the continuation of that second video. If you've gone and you've not done the full inventory of what your body needs and your brain needs, your lifestyle needs, before you go into the workout, to work out your stuff, not just to work out your muscles, but to work out your whole stuff. I got videos on that coming up. If you haven't done a full inventory and you walk in the gym and you're just going at it because you've got frustration, unconscious thoughts in your head that you've got to like bust through and push at, unfortunately that's pretty normal. It's not going to help your workout because you might just hit the bag really hard and not even know why you're angry. Just know that it's coming from, and you're just going at it. You're just shoving the weights around, and you're just trying to escape. People go to the gym to escape, which can be useful. Some people need to escape. I get it. We go to the gym and you've chosen to walk in the gym because you've got full presence with you as best as possible. You've decided what to take on, what to bring to the gym, and what to work out, what to inventory, what to sort through in the middle of your workout, or even what not to pay attention to for a minute, or you just get your body's soma instrument working again. Your somatic instrument working again means that all of your chakras are getting upgraded if you do it right. If all you do is squat, you haven't built your full chakra inventory for that day. So I recommend don't just squat, don't just bench, don't just hit a heavy bag. Do a full inventory of exercises, hits every single zone of the body. That's part of the answer to overcoming being consciously unconscious for the aspect that it be overcome. Again, full conscious is not usually the answer for anybody who's not living in a yogi cave somewhere. That's a dangerous place to be because it doesn't let you work on your instrument, because your consciousness is so high that basically you almost leave your body behind. I don't recommend that to anybody. I can live there. It's not wise. So being in your body is very intelligent. Having a body, investing in your body, very intelligent. So I teach weight training for a living. And when my clients come in, I try and sense where they're at. If something's bothering them, we let that come out right away in the workout. If something's on their mind, we let it come out right away in their workout. If they want to suppress it, they can suppress it. But at least they know they're putting it on the shelf for the moment. When people come to the gym because they want to put things on the shelf for the moment, that's not consciously unconscious. That means they're choosing wisely to not focus on a bit of consciousness in the moment because there's something else to focus on. Talked about that in the first video. What I was getting into here was some supplements that can upgrade the chakras, and particularly the yellow zone of the kidney adrenal. And that chakra zone is really important to take good care of. It's the lower lung. It's the one that allows the TVA to function, transverse abdominis or transversalis. If 10, 11, 12 are out, you're not going to retract your stomach well. It's going to always pooch out. You're always going to have a problem with your entire postural line if TVA is out because 10, 11, 12 are out. What that means is not enough wattage in there, not enough space, not enough functionality. I would guarantee you that 80% of the world out there is having problems in their 10, 11, 12, and it's undiagnosed because it's not the low back where most of their problems seem to be that are really severe. Not L4, L5, S1. It's not their cervical where their posture is completely ruined. It's not some other part of the body with their dowager's hump. It's the part that gets ignored. And that's why I have to fix that a lot. But I don't put it first because if they can't walk and their L4, L5, S1 is out, they have no glutes, no balance, no get up and go, no pelvic floor, you got to fix that. If their cervicals are out, they can't even hear, and they're going to lose their entire brain at some point. Their vagus is out, everything's done, they can't talk, you have to fix the cervical. If they get a dowager, something's going to be weak across that, have a weaker heart, weak thyroid, they have shoulder problems, incredible shoulder problems. So those are related to zones of the body. And I talked about colors earlier. Again, the violet, the indigo, the blue zone, not the anti-aging blue zones or the 5 blue zones of the anti-agers, but the blue zone here, the thyroid zone, Then the green and the yellow again, kidney, adrenal. The orange being where the self is, or the sexual chakra, the root being the red. Those zones of the body, if they're not functioning, if you had a piano and you were missing, here we are, right? If you're missing a tone in the piano, your whole instrument's not with you. People literally, I said the other day to someone, I said, it's like getting out of the car and leave half your piano in the car, half your cello in the car. Because they literally don't have the full function of their instrument. You can't play on a broken piano too well because, I can say too well, very well, because what happens is you're missing all the keys. They're called keys for a reason. Because they're keys to wellness, keys to health, keys to answers. If part of your piano is missing, you're missing some of the keys. You are not going to get all your answers. I'm going to get another video on that coming up. Just talk about that for length on detail. But right now, let's take that instrument metaphor and talk about it as an analogous to the fact that your body needs to have these zones of the body working on both sides, hemispherically, for you to have full wellness and full awareness, and to not be stuck with various aspects of your health being non-accessible on your consciousness. And then if you are choosing then to put them away for a while, if you go, well, I'm going to give myself a cheat day, and for me a cheat day is not pizza. For me a cheat day is like, do I have the apple that's organic, that's tart, or do a really sweet apple and have a Red Delicious that's organic? The Red Delicious is way too much sugar, and it's going to give me a different than Granny Smith apple. But that's a cheat day for me, unless it's after work, in which case it's perfect. I probably don't do a lot of juice, but I might say, oh, I'll have a cheat day might be, I'm going to have, unless I really need the calories, a mango drink as opposed to eat the mango. Because it's already broken down. Where's the fiber? Shouldn't the fiber be in there? And the mango drinks have some fiber. Or drink pineapple juice instead of eat the pineapple. That's a cheat day. I'm like, I'm cheating. I admit it. It's not the full thing. Other times your gut's not working, you have the juice. But if it's only a little bit, it won't matter. But that's what I'm talking about. I make it conscious in the cheat. Now, what does that mean? I'm consciously choosing maybe a less full benefit because it feels like the right thing to do emotionally. That means I'm choosing to be more emotional and less logical. People choose that all the time. It's okay. It's not evil. It becomes a problem when you shoot yourself in the foot so heavily that you can't live your logical self and get positive outcomes. So my recommendation is develop a skill with your left brain dominance. To become so good, so talented, that you can always see the logical option in spite of your emotional self. Your emotional self goes, oh man, Halloween is here. I gotta run around and put on a costume. I gotta eat Halloween candy. I can't control myself around my kids' food or whatever it is. That would indicate all kinds of problems where you know it's wrong, but you do it anyhow. There must be a skill break, a key break, a broken string in your instrument, a broken wire in your processing that allows you to not see the answer to that. I teach people the style of training allows them to develop answers to their emotional attachments that are dysfunctional. If they cannot overcome their emotional attachments that are dysfunctional, they may die from that. How am I a good trainer if I know how to fix that and I don't? If I know how to fix that, how am I a good trainer if I don't try and fix that? If you're a trainer watching this right now and you know how to fix these things, you might want to hire me to say, hey Doug, I don't know how to fix these issues. How do I dialogue with my clients? How do I train my clients to get better somatic instruments? That my clients are not, we're all retarded in some way at one point or another. I might wake up and be in one state. I better figure out what part of my body's not working and eat the nutrients to bring that back online. I always know every morning, protein and essential fatty acids. Those are baselines, and certainly some minerals and some B vitamins. But the minerals, protein, and essential fatty acids are all key. That brings me back on. Then I walk around, okay, how's that feel? And then I have to go back and figure out what else I need. I don't want to take herbs all the time and go, well, I can do exercise. Who lives in a gym, right? Nobody. So, virtually nobody. So what happens is, you want to be able to fix the parts of your body that aren't working and be able to address them in your clients that they can become more fully functioning instruments, more fully functioning somatic, blessed human beings with a higher level of vitality and function, that they're not trapped in unconsciousness because part of their body's not working and can't run the data processing. The data processing comes from your consciousness, which comes from how well does your instrument, your soul work, not just in the head. I go to the anti-aging conferences, I meet all these doctors and they're in their heads, and they're not carrying 2/3 of their bodies, especially on sometimes their left side. They're emotionally troubled, they're stressed out, and they don't live in a gym. I'm close to living in a gym. I mean, I'm here a lot. I'm here 7 days a week, learning, busting, and not only my own self. I'm only learning what I do and getting feedback from that. I've watched clients get for 51,000 one-on-one client hours, 35 years. I've watched my clients succeed and fail, and I'm going, uh-oh, this client's been around for 10, 15 years. Within 3 or 4 years, if they're not making it better, I'm like, something's not working where, because I have background in psychology and master's in sociology, I'm like, anybody say that slower. I have a background in psychology and a master's in sociology. Why do I say it slower? Because the AI words can't keep up and they misstate what I say so often. In that first video, for instance, I made on the subject, they kept getting words wrong. I said, our cells are conscious, and AI prints, our selves are conscious. Now, our selves really aren't conscious very often. They have consciousness in them. Our cells are conscious, but they're only as conscious as being free of heavy metals, as being free of pesticides, like glyphosate, and atrazine, and there's another one I can't think of right now, which is good for me to actually remember. I can't remember one. Can we go back and rememorize that one? It's a brand new chemical I hadn't heard of, but it's on my better results page to remind me to look at it every day. And if you're not free of chemicals, you're not free of pesticides, you're not free of cellular poisoning or cellular deficits, your cells aren't even conscious. Then you wonder why they get old. So the Ageless Fitness Conference that I went to in Texas this spring, the doctors had a hard time keeping up. That's okay. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm approaching 60. I'm 60 next year. That bothered them because I'm more fit than them. And they want to be the experts. And I had already been doing anti-aging since the 1990s, so it's terrifying to them. That means that I triggered their desire to be unconscious. Two people would stand and talk to me the entire time. Two people would stand and talk to me the time. Everybody else, they would just duck and run for cover. They did not want a conversation with people that stood there on the public floor like this. Thug, tell us more. Thug, tell us more. Very few people could take that conversation, straddle their legs out and go, yep. And the guy like this, they stand like this. If they want to hear it, they stand with their legs stride and they open up and they take it all in. That's like an MMA guy. They stand, look at them. MMA guys stand with their legs wide, arms open. Yeah, what's up, Doug? Talk to me. That's how they stand because they're so open and they're quick and they feel that they could protect themselves if they need to. They're fully open and they're good learners. MMA guys are really bright learners. I like that about them. Now, I'm not sure how much time I have in my video because it keeps cutting off. Even the second camera's going to run out of time sooner or later. So if it cuts out, that's what happened. But I will tell you that you can find me on betterresultspersonaltraining.com, agelesspersonaltraining.com. Video should be up in that site should be up in 2 weeks, and organicvegantrainer.com. Those are 3 places to find me. Facebook, Ageless Fitness Institute, and Better Results Personal Training, and Organic Vegan Trainer on Facebook. That's a really good page, Organic Vegan Trainer on Facebook. Yes, I'm vegan 8 years. Yes, I'm lifetime drug-free. Yes, I do supplements, because even meat eaters and omnivores do supplements. Even Eric Berg, who's a huge meat eater, goes, you got to take vitamin D, you can't get enough from your food. Here's a guy blending hearts, drinking them down, of animals, blending livers and drinking them down, chugging them down, and he goes, you still need supplemental vitamin D. So don't tell me vegans are cheating, when in this culture, you need to take supplements to survive. That's part of being conscious and not going, I don't want to, as a vegan, I don't want to take, you're going to need supplements. Because this world is harsh, this world is tough. And if you're going to eat vegan food, you better make it good. Because there's a lot of crap out there. And just because you eat vegan doesn't mean your food is healthy. You got to make a lot of good decisions. I was vegetarian for 25 years before that, winning 6 state titles I mentioned in the video. That's fine. State drug-free titles. Great. Because I wasn't eating red meat, and nobody else wanted to copy. I'm like, here's what happened to eat red meat. My labs go, I looked like crap. I felt like crap. I was bloated all the time. So how'd I win? I literally put on 10 pounds by getting off the meat. And when I went vegan, my testosterone went up to over 1,000. I was 1436. So if that's the case, and again, conscious and unconscious, anybody turn this off right now, turn this off, because they go, this vegan is talking and he's pissing me off. I don't want to like the vegan. That's consciously unconscious. That means you're choosing not to listen because you don't like what you're hearing, as opposed to, that guy looks good. He's 60 or will be in 1 year. He's 200 pounds with like, what, 6-7% body fat? Are you kidding me? He's really fit and he's bright. His brain works. Because the other people at the conference would say, hey, they even said, doctors on stage stood there. I'm the biggest guy in the room, the fittest guy in the room by far. 150 people, and they go, we won't even train. They won't even take his patients vegans. Because they said they won't have any testosterone, they won't have a brain that functions, there won't be muscle mass, and they'll all fall apart. Because all the vegans they know that they worked with couldn't get traction to become healthy. Well, they might not know anything about vegan nutrition, so they can't help them. I know about vegan nutrition. I know about vegetarian nutrition. I know about animal nutrition. I know what nutrients look like. But I know what happens with animals over time. So they sat on stage, they said veganism doesn't work. And I was kind enough not to cut them off. Because that would be consciously unconscious of me, wouldn't it? I'd be like, or unconsciously conscious, I should have said. I'd be cutting them off, going, I don't want to hear what they have to say. I'd cut them off. Hey, that would be reactive. I'll wait. So when the guys walked off stage, woman I didn't bother talking to because she was not gonna, I can at least read. She was not gonna listen to me. Because I can read that because my soma works. The other guy I knew I could tangle with, he did not want to talk to me. He walked out the door. I said, we're being triggered, are you, Dave? You're being triggered? His name is Dave Asprey. You know, Bulletproof Coffee. Because he says, you gotta eat animals. He tried vegan for a full 6 months. Oh, good for him. And he quit because it didn't work for him. Therefore, it doesn't work for anybody? Because Dave Asprey failed? Oh, Dave Asprey, king of the world. He must be the only guy who can ever measure if anything ever was good. If it didn't work for Dave Asprey, it can't work for anybody. That's how stupid Dave Asprey is. I tell my clients all the time, don't go vegan right away unless you want to, and do it gradually and do it in a way that you can experiment to see if it works for you, because it got to take time for your microbiome to change. It takes time for your body to learn to make use with your RNA being modified, because genes modify epigenetically when you eat plants. And you gradually, your body gets better over time. Epigenetic changes that makes you better eating plants. There's populations that can eat dairy because, again, half Norwegian, I can drink dairy, I don't get sick. Other people couldn't handle dairy. I handled dairy, so I was a lacto-vegetarian because I could handle it. Later on, I decided, what if? And I was terrified to get off dairy. I'm honest, I was terrified at this moment. Why am I terrified to get off dairy? What if I lose muscle mass? So I said, okay, what's my plan? Mostly, here's my panic. What's my plan? I'll do it gradually and start with several other replacements other than the dairy. I'll try pea protein. And I didn't like any of them until I found the ones that worked. Oh, this one works really good. And then my score shut up. How come? My brain got smarter. How come? Dairy is acidifying. Dairy's acid. I got posts up and down on Ageless Fitness Institute and on Organic Vegan Trader talking about how dangerous dairy can be, especially traditional dairy. Now, I was doing organic A2 protein, the best kind, grass-fed, and it still wasn't working. I was getting raw milk. The place I called up, they go, are your babies still? We don't want to answer that question. Well, then I know what you're doing with the baby cows. So I'm done with that because I don't need to live off slaughter, because I'm conscious enough, constantly conscious, not unconscious, to say, can I do this another way? Can I do it without slaughter and without death? Yes, I can. And my testosterone went up from the 850s and 950s to again over 1,000. My testosterone got better in my 50s, been vegan 8 years, got better in my 50s as a vegan because I went off of dairy and I tried some eggs for a second. I tried the ovo